Welcome to Just Relationships, the show that offers you concrete ways to make your relationships better. Whether it's your boss, your spouse, your children, or your friends, the quality of your relationships in life directly affects how you feel about yourself and the success you achieve. Your host, Dr. Duffy Spencer, a psychotherapist, telecoach, author, and seminar leader, will interview top experts to help you learn to manage this essential part of your life. And now, here's your host, Dr. Duffy Spencer.
Greetings to you. Well, how is your life these days? Is it what you expected? Is it what you hoped for? Is it what you planned for? If you want to just check out how you're doing compared to how you would like to do, or how you would like to be, or how you would like to feel, stay tuned, because I'm very happy to introduce to you my guest, Jodi DeSantis Helming. And Jodi wrote a book called The Life You Have Ordered is Currently Out of Stock. Brilliant, Jodi. The Life You Have Ordered is currently out of stock. Simple daily strategies to help you make the best of the life in front of you. You know, that reminds me of that expression, bloom where you're planted.
Exactly.
Yes. So hello. Welcome back, Jodi. And you
yes,
were...
I'm honored to be here.
Yes, thank you. And you had come on the show, I don't know, a year ago or so on your... I interviewed you on Take 3 Miracles and Call Me in the Morning, which
That's right.
Yes. So congratulations on your latest book. You're very prolific. And tell us how we can get our life back in order the way we want it.
Yes, thank you. That's a good question. That's the question I've been exploring for quite some time.
Yes.
And the reason why my book is called The Life You Have Ordered is Currently Out of Stock is because I think the majority of us feel that way at one time or another. Life doesn't always go the way you thought it would. And what I've learned is the most important question that you ask yourself then is, what will you do about that? How will you deal with that? Exactly as you're saying. This is where your plant is growing. So how do you bloom from your present circumstances, which may be very, very different than what you expected it to be? So in my book, I explain 8 different strategies for making the best, as I say, of the life right in front of you. And the reason why I created these strategies, or compiled them is a better word, is because they're simple to use, you can follow them, and the format of my book is such that you get an idea of the essence of the strategy, how it works, how you can simply integrate it into your life, and then even some further reading that you can do on the particular strategy if you so desire to.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you remind me, Jodi, of Steve Covey, who wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, because what he did was to take very profound, deep concepts like go for the win-win, be proactive, and called them habits, and explained how to do them. And you're doing the same thing here. So, if I may, it's strategy 1, say thank you. Strategy 2, decide who you want to be and then be yourself. I love it. 3, love yourself fully. 4, say goodbye. 5, create a new story. 6, get lucky. 7, visualize. And 8, surrender and allow. And finally, one more, hold out hope.
That's right.
Yeah, so beautiful. So do you want to start with number one, or you tell me? It doesn't matter to me.
Yes. Well, say thank you. Now, that is really very based on my first book, Take 3 Miracles and Call Me in the Morning. Mm-hmm. And it's similar to what we've discussed together. Focus on the good. What I've learned is that looking at what is good and saying thank you for what you have in your life is something that makes you feel so much better. And isn't that our goal? I feel that everyone's goal is to feel good. And saying thank you for what you have is one of the greatest ways to feel good. Now, we all know that may be easy when you've had a wonderful day, when the sun is shining, when everything seems to be working in your favor. But the challenge is to say thank you even when the day has not gone exactly the way you wanted it to. We have to extract some good.
That is. Thank you even when you didn't get what you wanted. That's a tall order, Jodi.
Yes, it's a good point, but I think it goes along with all of the other strategies I explain in my book, like surrender and allow. I think it's related to the fact that we get to a point where we say, maybe we're not the ones in charge, and there's a lot of embracing and accepting what our lives are giving us and saying, what good can I see in this? And I know that that's challenging.
Mm-hmm. And it's a wonderful question. It's a wonderful question. What good can I see in this?
Exactly. And to be honest, I've had a personal tragedy, as a matter of fact. My husband passed away 3 years ago at the age of 46. And I have 2 sons, 2 teenage sons. One is 15 and one is 14. And I feel that the strategies I've outlined in this book are ones upon which I have heavily relied in order to create a resilient family among the 3 of us, where it used to be the 4 of us. And that has been the biggest and greatest challenge that we have faced.
Oh, my word. Yes, Jodi. Absolutely. What is good? And I can see how losing your husband, obviously that is not good. But when you put it, we are now a strong family of 3. And how you all were so challenged, and how you became more resilient, stronger, as you flexed muscles you never even knew you had.
Well said. And this is when I already had these strategies in place, but I feel the universe was really testing me and saying, now let's try the strategies. For example, one of the most significant and powerful strategies in this book that I have described and directly applied to my life is called Create a New Story. Mm-hmm. And what I realized in retrospect is that from the moment this occurred, it was an unfathomable loss, and a tragedy in every sense of the word. When people would approach me and say, how are you? I would say, we are okay, or we are going to be okay. And I made sure to say that when my children were listening, so that they could, not in the moment, of course, but over time, make up our new story, which was going to be, yes, this loss was awful. We will never be the same, but we are going to be okay. And that's what I mean by creating a new story. We have to make up our own story, and even if we don't believe it in the beginning, at the outset, because I certainly did not believe it at that point right away, but we may come to believe it.
What you did was use an affirmation.
That's right.
Which is put in the positive, it's in present form, and it's believable. So to say we are okay or we are going to be okay is affirmative and positive and present time. So it's true. In this moment, I am okay. The present is almost always okay.
You are exactly right. And I guess, as the old saying goes, if we say it enough times, eventually, first of all, we'll believe it. And second of all, and maybe more powerful, it will become our reality.
Right. So to create the new story, even though my beloved husband died way, way, way too young in life, I am still okay, and my children are okay, and we are okay.
You are absolutely right. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. And my children looked to me as though, we just lost the script of our life. Now what should we do? And I had to be, I'm a teacher, a writer, and a mother. So I had to be a role model, but particularly for my two sons, because they were looking to me as though to ask, what should we do now?
Wow. And that's so poignant, Jodi, when you put it that way. I lost the script to my life, and now I'm on uncharted waters. Uncharted. And
exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
And I hope, my hope is that I've taught my children through examples of my behavior all of these strategies that I explain in the book to surrender and allow and deal with what your present circumstances are, to love yourself and know that you're a precious, valuable person, to visualize what you want your life to look like. And I feel that through example, I have taught these strategies to my own children and to all of the children whom I teach as well.
So tell us more what you mean by surrender and allow.
Yes. What I've learned through a lot of my research is that when we, and what I believe, when we want something to happen, we cannot necessarily dictate exactly the how. That's what I know. One author, Mike Dooley, who's a guru of visualization, says we can't decide the how. We can think of what end results we would like. So, for example, if I say I would like to be in a healthy relationship with a romantic partner, if someone were to say that, you can't necessarily decide when that moment will happen that you meet this person, exactly how it's going to go, the location that you'll meet him, exactly what he may be like, etc. But you can hold in your heart, just like a wish. When we were much younger, we would make a wish and blow on the willow seeds. And then we have to let go of the how it's going to happen and just trust that it will, in its own time and in the way it was meant to.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for explaining that. And I think of that as spiritual timing, which I've always thought of as it's in not my time, it's on God or Goddess's time. But what you have helped me with is talking about and we also don't know how. And we don't know necessarily what it looks like. But we can, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, we can wish for the essence of something, which is a loving, healthy friend, a loving, healthy partner, and not know or love a healthy, happy livelihood, and we don't know exactly how that will manifest. So it's the larger goal, and the particulars are kind of left up for grabs, if you will.
I completely agree with that. Exactly. So we might say, send me the ideal job. Send me ideal home in which to live.